out here in the air, wide open spaces. There's a crescent moon there. It's not really probably coming in too great on this, but that's okay. There's so many good things that a life can bring. I think there's unlimited possibility for the positive, probably for the negative as well, if you want to use those pairs of opposites. And it's open to interpretation and it's subjective. What's positive for one person is not positive for another person. What is a good choice for one person is not something else that another person thinks is a good choice. And life is not a cookie cutter process. This bright star up here, I looked at the other stars and I couldn't really see them with this camera, but you can see them with your eyes. So where are you? Nighttime? Is there a lot of clouds around? If not, you can always go out and look at the stars if you feel like it. Breathe. Breathe some of that fresh air. They say that I like nighttime, it's nice. I like daytime too, but nighttime seems a little bit quieter, I guess, for various reasons. You know, you don't have the hustle and bustle of the day that many people are doing. Some trees right over here. How those are gonna come in kind of dark. You can see those trees right there though. But anyways, why watch a video? You can watch a video if you want to. You can always put down the volume of the computer or TV or what, or phone, or not volume. You can always not look at the screen if you don't feel like it. Or just, look at the screen and not listen to my sorry self talking, my silly goose of a self. Sorry self, I don't know. I'm happy with my life. I'm pretty happy with my life, and I go through great difficulties at times, and that's okay, but I'm generally pretty at peace and serene and happy and have a lot of energy and stuff like that. And at times I can have a really, really difficult and tricky time that I don't really feel the need to go into right now. But it's all happening as it should. That's what I believe, or else it would happen a different way. It would happen some other way if it wasn't happening like this, and that would be the way it's supposed to be. But since it's happening like this is how I believe it's supposed to be, and I can do what I can. I can do what I want. I can do what I can with that. But and I just naturally feel that way. That doesn't mean that I have no ability to change things I don't like about myself or other things. And that doesn't mean that I have to accept things just because they are the way they are. There's nothing wrong with striving tirelessly or striving again and again and again, regardless of how many times you fall. Just getting up and trying again, trying to move forward more and more, whatever forward is, so, but yeah, it's floating in space. Look at us. Look at these things. They're like floating. Look at us on Earth, planet Earth. We're floating. We're on a ball. We're on a ball that is not on ground. We're on ground that's part of a ball, and the ball is moving like a little spaceship wherever it's going. It's perhaps moving fast, it's perhaps not moving fast, I don't know, but we're on a ball. There's people all the way underneath us, it seems, on the other side of the earth. And those people are like, we're standing this way and they're standing that way. And if they were on this part standing like that, they'd be standing on their heads, I guess, and that's amazing. You know, the fact that we're on some ball, that's amazing. If you believe flat Earth or whatever, that's your thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't need to talk about that, but I see it as on a ball. But regardless, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's a wonderful day to be alive, and so many things, you know, have happened and continue to happen, and that doesn't mean that it needs to weaken me. That doesn't mean that I need to grow weaker, that I need to give up. And if I do say, okay, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm gonna take a break, or I'm gonna take a nap, or whatever, that's not giving up at all. You know, that's taking a break, taking a nap. Maybe I'm gonna watch TV for 5 years. Maybe I'm gonna eat shit food for 10 years and do all this whatnot, and it'll be there. Whatever it is, your intuited good path. You know, if you feel there's a better path out there, and I believe, as far as myself goes, that for one, that there is, at least as far as there's choices you can make, and those choices affect your reality. Your reality, they affect you, they affect all your cells. You can vibrate at different states of consciousness, you can vibrate at different things, and those vibrations can and do change the world. You can vibrate peace. It's been said that that Gandhi, I believe, and certainly other people who didn't have as much, quote, responsibility as Gandhi, or things to do with their time, he was very pure, and snakes would crawl all over him or whatnot, you know. So anyways, and certainly other beings, you know, people are just chilling and meditating, and just, you know, they have such a thing as muna, which is silence, you know, to give us a short definition, and it's like being silent, you know. And there was one quote from Be Here Now that talks about, I think it was Collins or something. It was back in the recipes, which I think are a great part of the book. Pretty much I think it's a great part of the book. So they have the tapasaya, and the renunciation, and maybe silence was one. I mean, it's good enough to be its own little section, and they have a lot of cool, powerful quotes there. So that one talked about, I'm going to loosely quote it, and not do as wonderful of a job as if I had it right in front of me, but it's a great quote, and there are a lot of good ones in that book. But it's basically saying, if the unconscious is all words and no silence, then what is unconscious remains unconscious. So, I mean, things are hidden within you, things are hidden all around, that can bring nothing but peace and bliss and energy and healing and all wonderful things. These are things that do not hurt you at all. These are things that do not hurt anyone else at all. They're totally in the light. So if the light hurts someone or something like that, then hopefully it was done, you know, in a way where that person, you know, potentially will be drawn more towards the light, or pushed more towards the light, or maybe that's the light telling that person that, you know, maybe it's good to be in the light or whatever. And that's my opinion, and I don't know. But it's just it sounds okay for the moment. And sometimes I say things, and I regret it later. That I don't really think I'm going to regret much, but I also feel some comfort in saying and explaining that a little bit, that I certainly I believe in refining and reassessing and stuff like that. And if something doesn't seem to work, then perhaps there's something else out there that a person can do, you know. I like how it's illuminating. I'm looking at the video every now and then for just a second, but I like how the trees, I can kind of see the line of the trees there. It's kind of nice. But anyways, I mean, that is what it is. And you know, if I'm videotaping a nasty toilet, or a bowl of wet dog food, or someone's throw up or something like that, you know, you'll get a much different, perhaps, feel than you are for this. And they're both things, and they're both part of life. I don't really know where I'm going with that, but anyways, I hope things are good with you. Be strong, and do your best. And your best is going to be different on different days. If you get cut off in traffic and you get upset, maybe that's your best, and you're pissed for half the day. If someone, if you find, $100 bill or whatever, maybe you get elated or whatever. They have the ups and the downs, the pairs of opposites, the heat, cold, the pain, pleasure, the praise, blame, all that stuff. And some people talk about transcending those and not being affected by this one or that one, because things will come and things will go, regardless of who you are, regardless of how much money or power you have. Eventually you're going to probably find something that you perhaps don't like, and you can't really do a thing about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, why should everything be how I want it to be? It just doesn't make logical sense to me. Of course, perhaps I haven't thought that way all my life, or perhaps I don't even feel that way all the way now. I don't know. But everything is as it should be, or else it would be some other way, I believe. And so, I mean, this is life out here, turn off this video and go out into life if you feel like it, or finish the video, or do this or that, maybe you never even started the video, but I guess then you wouldn't be here, or maybe you skipped right here, and then you're curious about what the video is about, or maybe you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll turn it off because I just flipped to this 11 minutes, and the guy said turn off the video, so I don't give a shit about what he said before that, and that's wonderful. I hope you do good things with that, because we could all die at any moment. We could get hit by a bus, something could pop in our brain, we could get smushed by a jet engine like Donnie Darko, and that's just how it goes. So use this time. If you feel that way sometimes, or you feel that way in the moment, or if you just feel an attitude of gratitude, or you feel free or whatnot, or you feel like going outside because maybe that would make you more free, or if you feel like, apologizing to this person in a non-manipulative way, when the time is intuited to be right, or because that would make you more free, and them more free, or who knows, but all that stuff releases things, release, and then what's left? Lots of good things. I believe we can be permeated in bliss and light and peace and truth and unity and all this stuff. And what kind of vehicle are we going to take there? We're not going to take a DeLorean. We're not going to take a spacecraft. And if we do take those things, it's still inside. It is inside you. It is inside me. It's inside everyone. That positive stuff to keep on going towards. You intuit a path. If there's a path, and you say, okay, this might be a path, this might be part of my path, and you start walking that path, and you see results, or you just keep on walking it regardless. You think maybe this might be a good thing to do. I'm going to try and not do this, or I'm going to try and do this. You have the yamas and the niyamas. Excuse my pronunciation if you know how to pronounce better than I do, but this is what I got. But the 8 limbs of Raja Yoga, they have the yamas and the niyamas, first 2. Things to abstain from and things to cultivate, and that's subjective too, but there's all kinds of wonderful stuff. And so what is your path? I don't know. I know a little bit about what my path is, and my path does not need to be at all like your path. Maybe this, maybe that for you, and that's wonderful. I wish you well on that. And there's a path for anyone. It's there's as many paths to God as there are people. You don't even have to say God. You can say this. You can say that. You can say whatever. But regardless of what you say, or regardless of what you practice, you can at the same time, if you so desire, and if you make the effort, practice to be a decent person. Practice not to hurt anyone. Try not to hurt yourself. I'd rather hurt myself than anyone else, and I do hurt myself. And the only person who can hurt me is myself, and at the same time, people can do some awful shit to one another. So be aware and be on guard, and, what's the point in taking all this and that and this and that, someone beating you down and whatnot? Maybe you have a point to that. I think they have in the autobiography of a yogi. Perhaps that's where they talk about the one guy who irritated some man, so he beat the crap out of him, and by that yogi helped release his karma. He helped himself to get rid of egotism or whatnot. And that's wonderful. Maybe I should go to a bar some night and tap a few people on the shoulders and and kiss some guys on the cheek until they beat the shit out of me. You know, maybe that would be helpful for me. I have no idea, you know, but if it is, you know, it is. And, you know, everyone's different. Not a lot of people do that. I don't really see myself doing that, but, you know, I'm open to the idea, but it's not really, who knows, you know? Maybe it's like, wow, you know, really, I'm just sick of this behavior. I'm sick of my, you know, my little will, you know, and maybe I'm just gonna, you know, have this guy beat the crap out of me, and who knows, maybe that would help me out. Maybe it would snap my neck and I'd be in a coma, you know, maybe I'd be paralyzed, and then what? Maybe it would be positive, maybe it would be negative, you know, I don't know. I have no idea, you know, being in a coma, I guess I'm kind of in a coma, and I have no idea what that's like, and I don't know, but being paralyzed, I mean, is it good? Is it bad? It could be a good thing, you know, I have no idea. Just like, you know, say I fall. Say I fall down some stairs and I knock my tooth out, you know? It's my favorite tooth. It's my favorite tooth. I love that tooth. It's my favorite tooth. Or you just knock a tooth out and you're trying to get it fixed, or you knock part of a tooth out and you're in great pain. You're in great pain. You know, you can't find the clove oil, you know? When you do, you dump a whole bunch in your... I've never taken clove oil, but I hear it's really good for a toothache. So that's one thing to look into. I hear you take... one thing you can do, you can take like the paper, the cotton stuff off the Q-tip just a little bit and dab it on right there, because apparently it tastes nasty. But it's supposedly really good for a toothache. But you have a bad toothache, and wow, you're at a new dentist, or wow, you go to the dentist and there's this beautiful dental hygienist there, and you know, you guys have an amazing life, and people say, oh no, you lost your tooth, but I mean, you know, that's and that's how things go. Things change, and it goes the other way too. So now is the time to breathe. Now is the time to strive for peace and unity and positive things in your life and within yourself. You know, because you're not promised tomorrow. If you have like you're not promised it. You know. So I think it's good to do your best now, and to you know, to put your best foot forward now. That being said, I lived lots of years in hellish darkness and debilitating depression and all kinds of stuff, and I still go through great difficulty at times, you know, but that doesn't stop me from trying. I'm kind of moving forward, or wherever I don't know about moving forward, but I keep on moving, you know, and you know, that doesn't mean that everything's fine and dandy, you know, all the time by any means. And sometimes it's just really hard, and I would like to find a way out, you know, and I can't, you know, and I could, but I just keep on moving forward, you know, through all kinds of weird, wild stuff, you know, and that's just life, you know, it's just life. But it also means, regardless, that I am going against something, I'm trying, you know, I'm trying to do certain things, because it can be very easy and very hard, but it can be very easy to sit on the couch, you know, you go to work or you don't go to work, maybe you're on disability, it doesn't matter, you know, but sitting in front of the TV for 5-6 hours a day, I've done it, you know, hundreds of days of my life, you know, over perhaps 1,000 days of my life, you know, electronic entertainment, be it, you know, yeah, movies, TV itself, you know, and then you got computer added on there, you know, okay, we'll take, you know, we'll do a couple years at 5 hours, you know, or more. So yeah, I'll claim that for sure. And it all is what it is, you know, but keep on moving forward, you know, and you're doing your best. If you're on that couch and you're enjoying those Lay's potato chips, or you're not, or you feel like shit because you're eating those potato chips, you know, whatever they may be, and you're eating ice cream, you know, you're eating like a half gallon of ice cream a day, you know, and you feel like shit, that's where you're supposed to be, you know, and you got that way perhaps because you're eating ice cream and you're laying on the couch and you're eating chips, and that's okay, you know, it's right where you're at, but you don't need to stay there. You don't. If you need to stay there, you will, because you'll stay there, I guess. I mean, I don't know what's best for you at all. You know, maybe this thing is germinating, or maybe, you know, maybe just maybe the food is making you not inspired to do other things, and that's really understandable, you know, but there are different ways that you can get out of that, you know. you can buy a decent quality thermos. You can boil it on a low boil for 20 minutes with purified water firsthand, and then you put in a decent quality thermos, and you sip it. You sip a little bit every 20 minutes, every half hour. That'll be something right there. There's tons of things a person can do. Try and eat more salads. Don't worry about counting counting how many of this or that you ate or whatever, or it's your thing. But if you're worried, I'm going to stop all this immediately. I mean, you can if you want to, and maybe that'll be the thing. I mean, there's the guy Fat, Sick, Nearly Dead, Joe Cross, who I like, who I think is cool. And he came to America from Australia, and because he wanted to get out of his environment, he went on a 60-day juice cleanse, and it didn't show the beginning. I heard one interview from him a little while back, and he said that he didn't record the beginning, the first few days or so, because he just wanted to be left alone or whatnot. He wasn't really thinking at the time. Upon reflection, he said that he would have had the cameras follow him and see how shitty he felt and his attitude and whatnot, because he felt like crap, because he was throwing off a lot of poisons, especially in the beginning. I mean, you're throwing off a lot of poisons the whole time if you're doing a juice fast. But it was a big shock to his system, and his system was not used to that by any means. He had, like, the night before with all kinds of stuff, beer and pizza, ice cream, whatever. He had a lot of stuff, and he was used to eating a lot of stuff. And then from that to juice, which I also would like to say, I think if you're going to do some cleanse or something like that, I would consider colon hydrotherapist, or also just getting an enema bucket or an enema bag. I think enema bucket is good. Personally, it's an investment, $50 or so. And purified water, warm water, and also perhaps coffee. I think coffee's a really good thing to stick into your system like that, because it can help detoxify the liver and throw off poisons. So kind of a video with all kinds of stuff in it, and I'm okay like that. I skip around, and that's okay. You get something out of it or you don't. You watch it or you don't. It is what it is. But I wish you the best, and I hope you have a nice day. Take care. I'll try and do the same. Bye.